Welcome to the first episode of my NCAA Football 14 Dynasty. I narrowed my choices down to 3 schools, and let's see who they are. First, we have the Pittsburgh Panthers, who need to get back to the winning tradition and going to the ACC, and they are going to have a long way to go to contend in that conference. Or we could head to where it all began in college football, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And they have a really nice group of young players that we could potentially build around. And they are also part of the old Big East, which is now the American Conference, which is most likely where we will be headed, because our third team is the Cincinnati Bearcats. And I had an old NCAA, I believe, 10 dynasty with the Bearcats. And I guess you could say I'm looking to relive the glory days. The decision has been made. Here we go. So let's meet the 2013-2014 Rutgers team. In the quarterback position, we are starting Gary Nova, the junior, 6'2". He has okay speed, he's got good throw power, and decent throw accuracy. He should be able to get the job done. I like what I've seen from him. But behind him is number 19, senior Chaz Dodd. And here he is throwing the deep ball. He is on par with Nova throwing wise, but he's not athletic. As we see here, Nova can read the run option, and he can also break a couple tackles. But I don't want to do that all the time, you know. That's special occasion read option stuff. I believe he has a decent enough arm to get it to this guy, big number 17, Brandon Coleman, 6'6". He is the number 1 wide receiver, and I'm hoping to see a lot of this outside of practice. Nova getting the ball high enough for Brandon Coleman just to go get it. That's what we need to do. Let him be the only one to get it. So he's the number 1, but number 2 on the depth chart is Quran Pratt, and he's a tough 6'1", 190. He's got a lot of skill, but he needs to work on his ball security and keeping it tight to his chest. Here we see he can catch it and he can make the defender miss, but he's got to hold on to that ball, especially being a senior leader on the team. And our third receiver is junior Miles Schuler, number 14, and boy, he has some speed on him. He will get past the defense in a hurry, but his catching is up and down, and sometimes he just lets the ball drop when it's a beauty by Nova and it's looking like a touchdown, and he drops it. So hopefully he can improve that and come back as a senior very complete and possibly be our number 1. And rounding out the receiving core, we have youngsters Leonte Carew, who's a sophomore, and he needs to just work on the little things, and Carlton Agudasi, 6'6", freshman, and he is on the bubble. I don't know. We will try to get him worked into the offense somehow this year. But here we have the sophomore Carew. And there's the thing I'm talking about. The eye-hand coordination. The little things that will eventually lead to him getting more playing time. But here's the freshman. Like we do with Coleman, you gotta get it up so only he can get it. And that will be the future, hopefully. Now let's move on to the running backs, where we have junior Savon Huggins, who is our starter right now, but sophomore Paul James and freshman Desmond Peoples are all, it's kind of a running back by committee right now, because Huggins is the starter, but the freshman Peoples has runs like this in practice. Runs like that will definitely get him more time on the field. He seems to have the breakaway speed to get around the corner like this, and Huggins is a great back. He's all around, and he has the experience, and he has 90 injury, so he is durable. but Desmond is making sure that we don't forget that he's around. And at fullback, we have junior Michael Burton, who could be a secret weapon. And at tight end, we have senior 6'2" Paul Carazola, who is not really my type of tight end, but hopefully he can get it done this year. He's showing some nice things in practice here, but I definitely will be looking to recruit a bigger, more intense tight end. I like to go to the tight ends a lot in the offense. And here's the star of the Rutgers offense. Caleb Johnson, junior left tackle, 6'4", 300 pounds. He's a 92 overall in his junior year, and he is NFL hopeful, trying to follow the footsteps of Anthony Davis, selected by the San Francisco 49ers. And if Caleb leaves for the NFL, we could be in some trouble here, as we have our starting left guard, Antoine Lowry Sr., our starting center, senior Dallas Hendrickson, he'll be graduating, and our backup center, Brandon, he's a freshman, so he might not be ready in time. Senior right guard, Andre Sybil, he'll be gone. And the only youth we have on the offensive line is that right tackle, where we have freshman J.J. Denman, who is really coming into his own this year. He will be starting at right tackle, and maybe even left tackle next year if Caleb leaves. So offensive line is obviously a huge need in recruiting. We will be looking for some big, nasty offensive linemen to do stuff like that Denman just did. That's the path that we're on. Now we're looking at the defensive side of the ball for Rutgers this year, and we're looking at left end senior Jamil Merrill, number 92, and anybody who plays like this guy can have a spot on my team any day. He is out there just hustling to the ball, making plays. We'll be hearing his name a lot this year, I have a feeling. And playing opposite Jamil is Marcus Thompson, who is a senior, but he has a durability issue, so we could be seeing the freshman JPO. He needs to be ready to see the field if he's called on. And the interior of the defensive line, we have senior Isaac Holmes, who is 6'3", 273, 84 overall, and then we have sophomore Darius Hamilton, who will be featured this year as we will be running a 4-3 defense. But big number 72 has a little bit of a stamina problem, so our depth defensive tackles have to be ready to go, especially if teams like to run the no huddle hurry up offense. And here at the left outside linebacker position, the brothers Merrill is complete with Jamal Merrill starting at left side, and we have some younger guys there, but I will be recruiting on the left side. And in the middle we have freshman Quanzel Lambert, and it's going to be fun to watch young number 22 as he plays defense for us for a few years, and hopefully he will also become an NFL prospect. He takes the spot of Kasim Green, who got drafted last year and now plays for the Chicago Bears. And standing to Quanzel's right side will be Kevin Snyder, the junior, who's 6'3", 225, and he can make some rangy plays for us, getting inside and possibly getting some sacks. And moving on into the secondary, at corner, we have sophomore TJ Johnson, 6'2", 190, so he's got some size and some speed, and he will have to lock up the number 1 receivers on the other side. He showed some things in practice I liked, but will the youngster be able to handle the starting position? He has a lot of room to grow, and I'm hoping by putting him in the spotlight, we can make his better side show. And right now at the number 2 corner, we have freshman Nadir Barnwell, wearing number 12. And honestly, he's competing with this guy, number 3 corner, junior Garif Glashan. And I really like Garif Glashan. Here you can see he plays with attitude, and I like my corners to be physical and get in the face of receivers, and also be able to read the eyes of the QB right here and catch the ball, not let it drop to the turf. And to finish this little look, we have Javon Tyree, freshman at free safety, and this is the leader of the secondary, junior strong safety Lorenzo Waters, and here you'll get a taste of what we want from him this year. Yeah, even though that was on our own player,
we're going to try and do that to the opposing teams. And here's the man for the job, Frank Reynolds. And I wish I could have made him a little shorter, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, let's take this Rutgers team to at least 9 wins. That's what they're saying they want right here. So join us next time as we head to Fresno State for week 1 of the Rutgers Dynasty. Thank you for watching, and let's go Rutgers.